What's up guys, it's Kiki B. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, now you know. Today's video, I was going to do a little flipping for you guys. We're just going to wait until we get home. Go ahead and talk a little bit about me cheerleading, my cheerleading career. And then I'm just going to see if I can still flip for you guys, because I haven't flipped in a while and I would love to see if I can still do what I used to. So I'm going to get home and then I'll get back to you guys then, okay? What's up, guys? I'm back. I've had a lot of stuff to do today. I went to the forest, for the wedding. Finally went to go see them. That was my first one ever. So today, I'm going to just be talking a little bit about my cheerleading experience. Well, I'm not even going to say experience, more like career, because I was doing it for like a really long time. Before I get into it, make sure you like this video and share it and subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell so you will get updated every time I upload. And we're just gonna get right into the video. So when I was 5 years old, I was doing cheerleading, but it wasn't really like cheerleading. Like, we was taught a few stuff, and then at the end of practice, which was like an hour and a half long, we would play a little game to where, like, there was two teams, and you had team on one side, team on the other side, and there had 5 people. So say you got player 1 and player 2 on each side. So they both run up and get the pom. Whoever gets the pom-pom first, you run back. And you do that like 5 times all down the row. Whichever team has the most pom-poms, they get candy at the end. I started doing that, but then I was also doing basketball at the time too. Yeah, I know I don't look like a basketball girl. I don't look like I would ever even pick up a basketball, but my mother just decided to tell me that I had to go ahead and pick between cheerleading and basketball. It wasn't really that hard of a decision, because I didn't really play basketball like I did cheerleading. And plus, the way that we play basketball wasn't like, it was, like a scrimmage game or whatever like that. Like, it's not contact, which makes sense. We're young. We're like 5, 6, 7, of course. We basically just shot around, honestly. You just dribble the ball back and forth. Like, that's all you're doing. I went into cheerleading, but then as soon as my mom told me that decision, we ended up moving. So I ended up leaving the rec center that I was at, leaving my cheer team that I was at, leaving everything behind. You guys, I'm 5, but I will say my best friend that lived next to me, like, literally we were neighbors. Like, my house, her house. Like, we were neighbors. She's the only really person I left behind. She was the one that chose to do basketball. So, like, when we were growing up, it was like, okay, I'm the cheerleader, she's the basketball player. Like, that's how it was. Like, she's the tomboyish one, I'm the girly girl one. That's how it was. When I moved to Forest Park, I went to go try out for the team. I really didn't need to try out, because it was just like open, really. Like, you didn't have to try out to be part of like the community cheerleading team. I did competitive cheerleading, like competition cheerleading. That's what I did. I didn't cheer for no school. When me and my mom first signed up, I was with the 7 and 8-year-olds when I first got there. And the best part about all of, like, moving somewhere and not knowing anybody is that my god sister moved the same year or the year after. Yeah, she moved down there, so we actually did cheerleading together. I think I started a year before her, because I moved out there like a little bit before her, but yeah, we did cheerleading together. But anyway, my cheerleading was like, it was an open audition, so I didn't have to audition or nothing like that. Everybody was a part of the team. No matter if you could do whatever you could do, you was part of the team. My first year cheerleading, I'm not going to say my best year, because my best year was my last year. My first year cheerleading, I mean, it was okay. I mean, honestly, guys, I don't remember it like all that much, because it happened when I was like 7. That's almost a decade ago. That's a decade ago. I'm 25. No, damn. I don't even know my own age. I'm 24. I'm 24, and I started when I was 7. So yeah, that's almost, no, let me remind you, that's almost 2 decades, okay. That's almost 2 decades. I don't really remember much of that, but I remember my second year of cheerleading was when I was with the 8 and 9 year olds. Now this was when I was 9 years old, and this is when my god sister was already cheering with me already. So the cheerleading season started when in June, and it ended in like November, October. It depends on how long the football season went. I had different coaches, and they were twins. One was named Kayla, other one's name was something else that started with a K. I don't remember. They coached us, and I can honestly say them were like the best coaches I ever had. They were tough on us and everything. They were also nice, like, about it. My other coaches was like, if you say the word no or you can't, you running. Anyway, but my second year my first year competing, I didn't compete. Like, I didn't go to competition. My second year, I went to competition. Now, before competition, there's this thing called overnight. Overnight is where we go to one place. We practice like all night long. The 5, 6, and 7 year olds, they practice until like probably like 1 or 2 o'clock, and then they go to bed. They get to sleep. 8 and 9 year olds, they practice until about like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. They get to go to sleep. When I hit the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, when I hit that point, oh my gosh, we're not allowed to sleep, like, at all. Like, probably once it hits like 7 or 8 o'clock the next morning. The only time you were allowed to sit down is once we ran over the routine over and over and over and over. They single you out, like, okay, you do it by yourself, everybody else sit down. Once you did that, if you did it right, you got to sit down. But you ain't sitting down for long. You just sitting down until everybody's done, and then it's right back up. I can say overnight was probably like the worst and the best experience I had during cheerleading. Once I hit the 10 and above, I'm gonna just say 10 and above, I ain't gonna keep saying all the numbers again. That's when cheerleading got like really hectic. That's when like cheerleading literally became my life. Like, I was cheering Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Saturday was game. After game, we got practice, like, done. Like, my mom bought me a whole trampoline, because when I told you guys I was the best flipper on my team, I was the best flipper on my team. The only thing still now I can't do is a back handspring and a back tuck. And I honestly believe it's just because I'm just afraid to get hurt. Guys, I've never had an injury. I've never had a broken bone, never a broken ankle, like nothing. I don't do injuries. I don't get hurt. So I think it's more of my mind telling us, like, we ain't about to do this. We can get hurt. Like, our neck could break. So that's what they telling me in my head. So instead of me just risking it and just doing it, like my daddy's been like trying and thriving all my life, yeah, it just doesn't happen. I can do a front flip though. I can do a back walkover. Just nah. I mean, I think now I'm too old to, like, but I don't think I am, because I tell y'all, one of my games, my daddy came to one of my games. Well, it's not like he didn't come to none of them, but when he came to this, I had like the major flip and the routine and everything like that, and he was really trying to teach me how to do a back handspring, and he just did it like just like that. Like, it was just nothing. Like, I'm like 30 freaking 3, and you can do a back handspring, just no running, no other flips, no nothing, just straight. And I'm like, how? I want to do that. Can you teach me that? I want to do that. Like, but yeah, no. Like, my mom bought me a whole trampoline. It helped with my flipping, just didn't help with my back handspring, because again, I think I was just too scared to do it ever. All through my cheerleading career, that was my main goal, is to learn how to do a back handspring. Like, I went to parks and did the monkey bars, and one time me and my daddy went to this birthday party, and it had like a jumpy thingy where you jump and like you're in this harness or whatever, and you jump like hella high, and you can do like flips or whatever. I did a backflip, guys, even though, of course I got help, because I got the trampoline part and then the harness. Of course I have help, but so once I did that, I tried to do a double one. The entire time my daddy was just like, okay, do it again. And I'm like, I can't do 2 at a time. Anyway, back to cheerleading. And once I hit there, that's when everything started getting like really competitive, especially like once I found out who was a part of the opposite teams and like they were close to me. Like, I was a diehard warrior. So if I met a ram, our enemies were the Rams. So if I met a ram and I knew a lot of them, I'm just like, y'all suck. The only reason why we became rivals is because, of course, people thought that people were stealing cheers. In the games, you guys, like the games are like really, really hectic. The only thing I love about when it came to the games is like they made the cheerleaders like feel included. Sports on TV, you don't see cheerleaders. You don't see nobody talking about them. When I was cheerleading, football players act like y'all don't need us, but in reality you do. We're there for a reason. We're not there just to look cute. I mean, yes, that's a perk, but we ain't there for just that. Like, we are athletics. You guys, I get so upset when people say cheerleading is not a sport. Let me see you raise somebody up, toss them in the air, and then catch them, and then do a whole routine after. Let me see you do that, and then come back to tell me that cheerleading ain't a fucking sport. Like, you need muscle to do cheerleading. Like, you need athleticism. Like, you need that stuff. It's a sport. Like, you need to know how to do certain things to be able to be a cheerleader. Like, no, I don't know how to do the splits, but I know how to fucking flip, though. The best flipper on my team. Once I got in there, it became like very competitive, and then the competitions got like way hectic. You're like in that field because you get points for being creative, being sharp, having expression, having face, smiling. Like, you get points for all that, so you're getting judged the entire time. Like, my very last year cheerleading, we were undefeated. Cheerleaders missed one game. What happened? They lost. How you lose? Y'all were undefeated. Us being there should not, but apparently it does. Like, oh, that's so nice. But at the end of the day, get your head in the game. Like, you ain't even supposed to be worrying about us. Like, you are, but you're not. Like, we're there, honestly, for the crowd. To be honest, like, let me put it like that. Because have you ever seen cheerleaders like turn around and say like something to the crowd? Like, yeah, at some games, especially in high school games, you're cheering only to the crowd. You're not cheering to the players, like trying to get them encouraged. No, you're not doing that. In cheerleading game, you're cheering towards the crowd. I don't know how cheerleading is now. Back when I was going to school, that's how cheerleaders were in high school. Like, they cheered to the crowd, not towards the dudes. I stopped cheering when I was 14. So once I got to the big girls, I was cheering with them for, I put up 4 years. I was cheering with them for 4 years. So I was cheering with Whitten Woods, like the little squad. I was cheering with them from 8 to 14, so 6 years. So yeah, so I was cheering for 6 years. So when I say cheerleading was literally my life, it was literally like my life. Like, I have a whole trophy case still at my mom's house of all of my trophies, all of my ribbons, all of my awards. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I do miss cheerleading. Like, that's why I started to get into Bring It, because it was more of like, they don't have cheerleading shows for real, especially not on TV. Like, and if it does, it's just a competition. And on top of that, they were real. Like, that reality show is real. Me or Miss Diana, however you want to refer to her, she will tell you that it's a real show with real girls. They win real competitions. They're like one of the best teams in the U.S. Like, they really are. That's why I wish y'all would come back, please. Anyway, guys, cheering for a little squad, especially for a competition between you and the other teammates, it does get hectic, especially when like everybody thinks they're the best on the team, when obviously like nobody really here is the best. I mean, we're all young, we're not all professionals. Like, this isn't an all-star team or nothing like that. We're amateurs, basically. I know I was the best flipper only because nobody could do a cartwheel like over and over and over again. Nobody could do a round off, just simple, but me. So that's why I represented myself as the best flipper. And on top of that, every competition we had, That's what I was doing, was flipping. I have a whole competition video. One part is literally me flipping. Like this, I'm doing flipping. Once I started flipping, like flipping and everything like that, there's this other girl on the team that decided that since her aunt was one of the coaches, that she was gonna get captain and get special treatment and get all the special parts. And it's like, girl, no. Calm down. Humble yourself. On top of that, guys, I'm gonna be dead serious for a minute. I do not like nobody making fun of my voice. And this girl so happened, she felt like she can just do it. Okay, you really want to start something with me? For what reason? It was just conflict for no reason. But then I figured out the reason why. You hating, you're jealous, of course. Like, I'm sorry, I got a lot of haters. So, you know, after that happened and everything, she actually left. And she joined the all-star team. Now, mind you, this is my last year cheerleading because I'm too old. I'm 14 now, so this is my last year. And my last year hit really hard because, for one, my little sister, she got into cheerleading my last year. And we competed together. We went to practice together. Like, went to games together. We competed together. And it was just sad to me because it was my last year and she just, like, got into it. But I'm glad that she was able to learn, you know. For me, I'm glad I was able to teach her a few things. Like, I was teaching her how to flip. Like, we would go into the backyard and flip. Like, I tumbled however I wanted to, how much I wanted to. Unless it was a school night, then I had to come in at 9 o'clock. So yeah, with that being my last year, the most, like, great part about my last year was that since I was there for so long, they did a whole, like, memorable thing at the banquet. And it was very memorable because, again, like my sister, and for two, at my competition, they won first place. We won first place. I was happy as hell. Like, you guys do not understand how happy I was that we got first place my last competition. Like, that meant the world to me. And on top of that year, the football team was undefeated, so we were undefeated. Yo, you do not know how hype our banquet was. That's where I got the sweater. You guys know the sweater that I showed you in my first video, like the last thing. Yeah, that sweater, I got that on the bank, and I got that, I can't talk. I got that at that banquet, because it was my last year. And that's why I still have it, because it's literally sentimental. Like, it's not me being a hoarder. It has sentimental value. Like this. This is the only pom-pom that I've had. I still have my cheer socks, too, because they're socks. What the my last year. So with that being my last year, I tried out for my middle school cheerleading team, didn't make it, and I didn't make my high school team. I tried out for my high school team twice and didn't make neither. So I just decided to just not give up on cheerleading. I just decided to take a break from it. Because mind you guys, I have been cheering since I was 5 years old. Since I was 5. I started competitive cheerleading when I hit 8 years old. My cheerleading experience was, like, wonderful for me. It was, like, one of the best things that could happen. It gave me a sport to do. It gave me something to do. It gave me meaning to my life at the time. It was fun for me. It was an accomplishment for me. It was something that I can be very proud of. I haven't done a lot of things in my life. So, like, I am very proud to say that I was a cheerleader. So that's really my cheerleading experience story. That being said, right now, I am going to go try. Yes, I realize I am inside, but guess what? There's a whole room right there that we're about to go flipping. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to change my shirt. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do a cartwheel real quick. All right, there's a lot of space, so I should be able to do it, no problem. God, that really hurts my legs. Oh my God. Now I'm gonna try and do a round off. Guys, I know I don't have the perfect landing. Again, I haven't been doing this since I was like 14, so bear with me, okay? Okay, I'm gonna try my front flip next. Now, mind you, I may not land because I got socks on and it's carpet. But if I flip over, then I've succeeded. Actually,
you keep waking up your baby.
I'm gonna try and just do a straight back walk over. Go down and get into a bridge. Guys, normally you wanna do it like this. Okay. Normally, I could do like a round off and put into a what I just did. Ah! Shh. All right. I would see if I can still jump, but I think that's gonna make way too much noise. Guys, that's my video for today. I'm sorry it wasn't much. I just really wanted to sit down and talk today to you guys. Again, I am an ambassador at Crescent Treasures. This is one of their jewelry pieces. Can't see it, now you can. Go to the link in the description below. The website will be down there. If you type in my promo code Kiki0715, you'll get a 30% off your order, and you will get free worldwide shipping. Free worldwide shipping. So go ahead and do that, and like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel. I will be back next week, guys. All right. Bye.